Let's have Coach make an opening comment or two, and then we'll take questions.
One, thank you to the Holiday Bowl, to all the Red Coats, to the city of San Diego for putting on a tremendous bowl game, and the experience that we had. A very well played game by Iowa tonight, and they played better than us. That was a simple fact. You know, when we look at it and we'll look back at this tape, it'll be a first half story of, you know, them being really good on third down efficiency and us not really getting off the field. And then the second half having some critical errors as far as turnover in the red zone and a special teams touchdown that created separation. Credit to Coach Ferentz and his staff and his team. They came and played a great game. Again, thank you to our Trojan family and the Iowa Hawkeye family. I thought it was an unbelievably well-attended game. The electricity you can feel from the field was awesome, and we're very thankful to our fan base as well as the Iowa Hawkeye fan base. It made for a very, very exciting atmosphere for our student athletes, so thank you. With that, we'll take any questions that you have.
Tab Flipkin from Fox 5 San Diego. Can you give us an injury update on Keith Slovis?
Yeah, he suffered an elbow injury, you know, and we'll see a little bit more. Obviously, we'll get an MRI, but it is an elbow injury right now, a possible sprain, hopefully. That's what we're hoping.
David Willauer, Vista Press. Talk about the performance of Isaac Taylor Stewart today and see how much he contributed to your team throughout the season.
Yeah, you know, ITS has been an unbelievable contribution to our team all the way through. And he's, you know, this young secondary that you saw out today was challenged and grew all the way through. And ITS is a huge part of that. Such a bright future. You know, suffered a knee injury, you know, in that fourth quarter that we'll hope it's not severe. We'll get an MRI and see where that's at. But he's had such a terrific season and has such a bright future ahead of him.
Yeah, Bill Plaschke, LA Times for Coach. You seem to have a lot of momentum after the onside kick.
Yeah.
How much did the Slovis injury seem to deflate the team?
You know, Bill, I'll be honest with you. I thought that we put ourselves right in that position after the onside kick, and it was exciting. It was really neat to see our fans, and when Matty took the field, and just the support that was around him and around the guys, and you know, we just didn't get it done. You know, we've been in that situation with Matty before, and he has absolutely excelled, and tonight just wasn't our night.
Coach Alice Edmonds, KUSI News. You have a lot of local guys on your team. Is there a reason why some of them didn't get as much playing time tonight?
You know, I think we had, I believe, each one in. I thought Keenan came in and did a nice job. Suffered a head injury later in the fourth quarter that pulled him out. ITS was also in the game tonight, so each one got to play. We're so thankful to have both of them on our team and the San Diego products that come out of here. You know, they both, for two freshmen, I mean, they've got really bright futures ahead of them.
Ryan Young, TrojanSports.com. Clay, Iowa hadn't scored 30 points in September. How do you explain the defensive struggles tonight?
You know, it was one of those games, as we know, they were I talked about, they were a start fast football team. You know, they had been at 87 point, I think 24 points as far as opponent. And we put ourselves in some third and long situations, which we wanted, and they caught us. They beat us in man coverage a couple times. It ended up creating first downs and keeping drives alive. I think they were perfect in the first half. You know, and that limited us to only 4 possessions in the first half, which we scored 3 out of the 4 times. And that's their MO. It's hard. If you're not successful with them on third down, it could be long drives, and there were some 15, 14 play drives that really took the wind out of our sails.
And we won't see you again, so we have to ask, do you anticipate contemplating staff changes after this game?
Like I said before, Bud, the other day, that our total focus has been on this game and this game only. You know, I've been tasked with, you know, looking at the program as a whole and make any changes if necessary that I feel. You know, right now I'm going to go back and evaluate. Our players come back on January 13th, and I'm going to evaluate everything. You know, not only personnel, staffing. You know, I've been very, very thankful to Mike Bone and Dr. Carol Folt, that they've given me the resources, the tools, the support that is needed to take us from good to great, and that's my job. So I'll be looking at it all, and I'll alert everybody if and when those happen.
Coach, Bryce Miller from the San Diego Union Tribune. The Big Ten and Iowa in particular, there's always been a reputation, whether it's true or not, about their speed. Were you surprised at all tonight at their speed?
I tell you, we saw that, especially with a veteran quarterback like they've had, and I thought played excellent tonight. It gave us playmakers a chance. We were in some man-on-man situations, and their kids won those situations tonight. And credit to them. We saw it on tape that they were they were good players with an experienced quarterback. And tonight they made more plays than we did.
Play along that line, Associated Press Broadcasting, you don't see very often a Big Ten team. Did they present a problem there, the way they play? You don't see that?
I thought the biggest thing tonight that they did a tremendous job of is keeping drives alive, and really taking time off the clock. I mean, we haven't felt 4 possessions and a half in a long time, and that's one of the reasons that I chose to do the surprise onside in the second half, and knowing that we were 2 scores down, and actually told the kids at halftime, hey, we're going to take this opening drive down, we're going to score, and then be alert for it, because we need to steal a possession here and try to get this thing to 1 score, steal a possession, and try to get up. Too bad, we got it and had an injury and didn't finish that drive. I thought that could have been a turning point in the game.
Clay Anthony Morales from The Athletic. This is the 12th loss over the past 2 years. What do you think has to change for the program to get back to that Rose Bowl Pac-12 title level?
We're 8-5 right now. We were ranked 22 coming in. We're in a situation where I said earlier we got to go from good to great, and that's the biggest step against some teams that like this we're going to face next year. I really feel that we'll face 6 top 25 teams next year. When you're talking about Alabama, Notre Dame, and 9 conference opponents, that's a pretty challenging schedule. So the biggest thing is these type of experiences for a freshman and sophomore group, I think are important for them to dive into and understand that you can't make the critical error. You can't make the critical error on the minus side of the field. That when you get your opportunity after getting a surprise onside, hopefully finishing those drives, those lessons will be invaluable as we move forward. And every experience, whether it's success or failure, will help this young team. I'm banking on them. I think they can be really special. I've been a part here for 10 years and felt some teams that are right on the cusp of being great, and I think this is one of them.
Mike, this being your last game as a Trojan, just generally, what's your emotion right now, and during the game, from your perspective, what changed when Keaton went out?
I feel like it's a tough question, but I mean, nothing really changed. It's just we kind of got shocked because our starting quarterback had gotten out, and then it kind of deflected our flow, and then just one thing just led to another, and that's what happened.
Any thoughts on this being your last game?
I mean, no, not really.
Similar playing in Virginia, John, Iowa's known to control their offense, be out there a lot. What was that like for the defense, and what do you guys kind of try and change to adjust to being out there so much?
We just tried to focus on getting off the field, which we pretty much didn't do all game. Was bad on getting off on 3rd down, turnovers. They just kept driving and kept the ball going on. So we just had a bad game, pretty much.
So one more after this one.
Aiden Berg, Daily Trojan. Clay, how did you kind of see Smith-Marset with his versatility, scoring in 3 different ways during the game, and how prepared did you feel you were for his versatility?
Well, we knew we were facing a good football team. There's a reason they're ranked 16th in the country, and you look at their 3 losses were very close margins. We knew we were facing a good team with some dynamic athletes, and he's one of them. And we got to see it firsthand tonight. Probably a game-changing as far as the kickoff return goes. All of a sudden, you tie it and you blink your eyes and you're right back down 7. But they have some special athletes, and I thought they played an extremely good game from start to end.
Final question.
Clay, the expectations here are extremely high, but given GJT went down, Slovis has gone down, you had to play 3 quarterbacks. How would you judge this season? A success? How would you judge it this year?
We believe in championships here, and the expectations are high, and I love them, and our players love it, and that's why we all came to USC. And we're challenged by them, and we will always continue to be challenged by it. So, just as a fan base might be frustrated, a coaching staff and players are frustrated because we know what we're about. I'm so appreciative to this senior group because when a lot of injuries happened and it could have gone one way, I really thought that they finished extremely strong, and I credit the 14 seniors in that room, the 7 scholarship seniors that are in that room. They got us here. They put us here. Men like this right here, they laid a foundation for what is going to be next year. They've set a culture and they've set an attitude amongst some young players, and they showed them how to be pros, and I'm very appreciative of that. We're going to be a very good team next year because of these men and their leadership this year. So that was the thing that I take away, that a foundation was laid by a bunch of good seniors that will make sure that we have success in the future. Bright days are ahead.
Thank you.
All right, guys.